Okay, so I briefly discussed this methods and results in the final paper overview. So make sure you go back and read over the final paper description. And if you need to, watch the video where I explain some of the components of the final paper. So for this discussion, what I want you to do is to start to draft out your methods and your results section. These are just drafts. They can be, rough. Don't worry about mechanics or, anything like that. Just, get your ideas out, get your content into those sections. The methods is essentially identifying, what you did to collect research. What are all of the things that you did? You learned how to navigate the CWU library database. You learned about different actual databases. You learned how to search those. You collected primary research materials, syllabi, examples of lab reports, field notes, whatever it is. The method section, as you've learned in previous units, identifies your research process. And that's important because other researchers might want to come in and replicate it, test it, make sure that it is a valid process. It's also a way to be transparent about what you're doing. And then the results section is basically the answer, to all these different questions I've provided you about how communities write, how they communicate, how they function, how they use writing as a tool, all the different ways that they use writing. And so the results section is basically dumping, everything that you've learned from reading about your community, looking through all of those sources. You'll find some more sources to look through as well. But now is the time to go back and look at those sources a little bit more carefully. These two sections will really tell you how well you've collected research and how well you've analyzed that research. If you don't do those two things, your methods and results sections are sometimes very weak. So getting a draft of these sections out early will help us identify some things that need to take place so that we can put the rest of the paper together. All right, so I will see you in the next video. Good luck, and I will give you some feedback on this to help you with the next section.